Hey guys, Andrew Marsh here with Drew Fit. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. In today's video, let's talk about how to build a better brain in just 6 steps. Now, what do I mean by building a better brain? What I'm talking about is bringing that joy, that spark of life back into your life, bringing that mental cognition, that focus that you used to have, that happiness that you used to wake up with, and joy, that regulation of your mood at any given time or moment, guys, because too often today we have too many people with some sort of mental symptom that is holding them back and keeping them from living the best life that they deserve. So I want to share with you guys 6 tips to get you on the right path. Number 1, guys, you must limit your exposure to non-native EMF and blue light toxicity. Now, non-native EMF is non-native electromagnetic field. Now, what these things are devices that emit radiation, whether it's your cell phone, whether it's your Wi-Fi router, smart meter, cell phone tower, the list goes on and on. There's too much dirty electricity going on in the air, and it is impacting the way our mitochondria is functioning inside each cell of our body. The more exposure we have to this, the less our mitochondria function, meaning we're going to have less energy at the cellular level. And the first thing to go is you're going to experience fatigue, mental fogginess, maybe an anxiety, depression, or a mood disorder. So really limiting your exposure to these things is going to be very beneficial. Now, how do you limit your exposure? Well, number 1, you can unplug your Wi-Fi router at night before you go to bed. Keep your bed away from any walls that have lots of electricity running through it or a smart meter nearby. And a product I recommend for helping with EMF exposure, whether you're at home or on the road, is this product from Blue Shield. It is their plug-in product. I'll leave a link and a coupon code in the description below, but that is the number 1 product that I have come across that helps protect from non-native EMFs. Now let's move on to blue light toxicity and why that is so bad. Now, blue light is light that is being emitted from basically every electric device that you have, whether it's your cell phone, tablet, computer, television, street light, your overhead light in your home. A lot of lights today are very blue light heavy, and when we are being exposed to blue light, especially when the sun is not out, that is when it is most damaging. Now, what the blue light is damaging in particular is the melatonin production that is created inside of our pineal gland, inside of our brain. So when our brain stops producing melatonin, the first thing to go is our sleep quality. But what melatonin is also responsible for is regulating over 100 plus hormones within the body. So you really want to protect your eyes and your skin from artificial light, especially when the sun is not out. So number 1, put on more clothes when you're going to be exposed to artificial light, and also purchase a pair of blue light blocking glasses. These things are going to help save the melatonin production inside of your brain, enhancing your brain function, enhancing your quality of sleep. And again, these glasses can be found anywhere. You can check Amazon. There's a ton of brands out there. Highly recommend it. Now, the number 2 thing we want to focus on, guys, now you can't get anywhere. You can have the perfect lifestyle, the perfect diet, the perfect supplementation, but if you don't fix this one thing, nothing will change. And this is the practice of mindfulness. Now, the 3 specific types of practicing mindfulness that I'm talking about: number 1, breath work; number 2, meditation; and number 3, reprogramming of the subconscious mind. The number 1 practice for breath work that I have come across is Wim Hof breathing practices. You can find them on YouTube and do them for free, 10 to 15 minutes. And immediately after that, I jumped from a breathwork practice from Wim Hof into a meditational practice. Reason being, after that breathwork practice, my mind now has control of my body, and I get so much more out of the meditational practice. So the type of meditation that I like to do is found on Apple Music. It's a Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation. It's very helpful and it's very guiding. So if you're a beginner, search for beginner type meditational practices and do your breath work before, then the meditational practice, and that is going to work wonders. Now, the main reason breath work and meditation are so great for mental function is it allows your brain to become in control of the body and not your body being in control of the brain. Because too many of us are having our lives dictated by the way our body is feeling. And we're not even using our conscious mind to make decisions. We're just relying on our subconscious programming that we've learned throughout our whole life to make decisions, which is not a good thing, especially if you're trying to live your best life. And that brings me to how to reprogram the subconscious mind. Now, there's a lot of practices out there. I recommend getting one personal development book that helps aid in transforming your subconscious mind. The book that I use is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Fantastic book. I highly recommend it. Other people like Tony Robbins, Wayne Dyer, Zig Ziglar are also great sources. There's a ton of personal development books out there that are going to help transform you. But what I want to say is only buy one of those books, have a belief in that book, and implement as you read the book. Because too many people buy too many books and get too much information and too many messages that are just swirling around out there, and you're not really getting the most out of the practice. So buy one, focus on it, and go from there, reprogramming your subconscious mind. I can't stress that enough, guys, because you can have the perfect diet, the perfect lifestyle, the perfect everything, but if you don't change the way your mind is working, your brain will never transform. Now to number 3 practice, guys, sun exposure and cold therapy. Cold therapy is a great practice at allowing your mind to get control of your body because you're introducing it to chaos. But the great thing about it is you can stay in that chaos and then allow your brain to say, hey, it's really not as bad as we think it is. Let's stay here because I'm in control. And you keep doing this practice over and over again, and you build that mental toughness, and then your brain just all of a sudden is more in control of your body than your body is in control of your brain. Now, sun exposure is very crucial at the production of melatonin. Remember how I talked about artificial light damaging melatonin? Well, natural sunlight from the morning sun or the sun setting has higher levels of red light. Red light actually helps your brain secrete and create melatonin within the body, meaning you're going to get better hormonal function as well, because melatonin is responsible for over 100 hormones in the body. So increase your morning sun exposure, especially getting it into your eyes. That's free of contact, sunglasses, getting it on your skin. And if you can get it on your private parts, I highly recommend this as well. If you're going to do it in private, don't do this out in public. But getting the sun on your private parts has a huge role in regulating a lot of those hormones as well, specifically for males, an increase in testosterone, because a lot of the time males that are dealing with mental issues have low levels of testosterone, that when their testosterone levels begin to rise, their mental function comes back, and it is a beautiful thing. That goes for females as well, because when they get the sun on their private parts, there's a lot of hormonal regulation as well. Now, number 4, guys, diet and supplementation. The number 1 diet I can recommend to you for better brain function is going to be a heavy meat-based diet. If you can go full carnivore, great. If not, that's fine too. Just make sure you're incorporating a lot of healthy meats, red meats, organ meats specifically. Organ meats have a much higher nutrient density than just muscle meat. So I highly recommend consuming a lot more organ meats like the liver, kidneys, even the brain, especially if you want better brain function, guys. Reason being, these nutrients are a lot more bioavailable than when you're eating vegetables or other kinds of foods. And having that nutrient bioavailability is really going to support not just your body, but your brain specifically. So lots of red meat. I recommend lots of fish as well, as long as you're getting it from healthy sources. I'm also a big fan on raw dairy. That has to be grass-fed dairy, especially if you're getting it from cows. Goat milk as well is great. If you can't handle cow dairy, then goat milk is great as well, especially for brain function. Reason being, the nutrients are bioavailable and they come with a very wide range of nutrients, just about every nutrient that you can find, and it is going to help support your brain. Now, this next supplement I'm going to be talking about is vital for absolutely everybody. Reason being, guys, this mineral is the 4th most abundant mineral in the human body, and over 90% of all humans are deficient in this one single mineral. What mineral is that? It is magnesium. Specifically, you want to supplement with magnesium bicarbonate. This is from the company Pristine Hydro. I highly recommend either making your own magnesium bicarbonate, there's videos that you can learn how to do that, or getting it from Pristine Hydro. And I can't stress the importance of magnesium enough, guys. 4th most abundant mineral in the body. When our bodies are depleted in magnesium and we're living in a very stressful state, whether it's stress at work, stress in a relationship, we are going to be paying for it big time, especially in our mental health, because when you have a deficiency in magnesium, you're more prone to the symptoms of stress like fatigue, mental fogginess, anxiety, depression, lack of calmness within the body, and magnesium is fantastic at calming the body. So if you're working in a stressful job, I highly recommend a couple times throughout the day drinking a little bit of magnesium bicarbonate. It has to be magnesium bicarbonate because it is the most absorbed form of magnesium, and there's really no downside when consuming it as compared to a lot of other forms of magnesium. Now, the number 5 thing we want to focus on, guys, is lowering your stress levels. I can't stress that enough because stress plays a major role on our brain function. Whether it's stress at work, stress in a relationship, friendship, financial stress, stress at school, whatever it may be, guys, you have to get your stress under control. Otherwise, your body will be living in a fight or flight state. That state is healthy and beneficial in very small dosages, but the way society has made it today that our subconscious mind is living in a fight or flight state. A lot of these things keep adding up day after day after day, keeping your body in that fight or flight state, and your immune system begins to shut down. When your immune system begins to shut down, your brain stops functioning, guys, because now instead of allowing your body to rebuild, you're not sleeping, your brain chemicals are out of whack, and it really spirals down from there. So you must get your stress under control, which brings me to number 6, guys. Sleep. Sleep is very important because that is a way we spend 1/3 of our life. And if you're not taking care of that 1/3, it's going to mess up the other 2/3. So find ways to get better sleep. Don't rely on medication or a supplement. Now, there's a lot of ways to enhance your quality of sleep, but the 5 previous tips I gave you are definitely going to help aid in that. But I want to be clear, you should be sleeping between the hours of 9-10 p.m. into about 5 or 6 a.m. because there is a special magical time that happens there called our REM cycle. And when we dive deep into the REM cycle, when we're getting a good quality night of sleep, our brain begins to repair itself. Our hormones begin to become regulated. And when all of these magical things begin to happen within our body while we're sleeping, we wake up feeling a lot less stressed, a lot more joy and excitement to take on any task that comes our way. You get that spark of joy back into your life. When you sleep good, life gets a whole lot better. So I'm going to leave that with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the 6 tips to help building a better brain. I want to thank you guys for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe.